Ebra say today's agenda also our national agenda so medin the teacher entry buasiako na ene yebedi nkomo na ansa na ye nkomo hwehwe no ankasa ebeba no se obekae a Ghana Caterers Association na chese wone a wono anuane ema aban schoolfo no ewo basic schools no meche primary schools na GHS no ebi no primary schools no titiriu aban eno omo contract said the man no eche no contract no ebewu July ene August ena ebewu emayi nim se meme ebenade etwa mu yi ena obebie school nti binum akodidwa etwen afei efiada eye ochane na awotwe meme ne da kwasi ada juade du ebenada enkwada bie school no emayi chese coordinator woda school feeding no ano ekire se sabri de contract no wetwam waje afi caterers no ensem nanso contractor aban ene emayo no aduane no ewo no enso ye we yakoye ensem bebre ema enra omane fem ema no bi eba ha na ebinu so mo akodidwa ebi so omo aye gravy ebi so omo ne ma eseso omo tonye omo ato aye krado esese omo no aduane ensem no ba ye no omo akọ gender minister eho omo ko ye no omo ankoto no na ne nyina mu no ma yenhwe media che nra ekọ ma ne bi okọhwe sampa adwa omo ka so omo adi no omo adi ampa ana enti justice video no aye ready ma yenhwe ema no oba baako mekoye ne nsem a wo ka o se wa boka be 40,000 Ghana cedis ena akodidwa enti media chi kohwe ampa se wo sha we ni o wo boto mu yi no beans emu ena gari ena ewo hoyi enti se wo hwe se oba besia wakodi loan wakopa besia e de akodi saa edwa ya we o se abibifo mu eni ena osan wo abrofo mu o se no ya nom tie fried rice amount ni we ahu gari eno no boto kesi esiwi ni aka ni nyina ho no beans ene emu ena ewo ho no eno a wo ba ha no na nu se ebia Ghana de to de bia sheda de asem to aban bi so ne ade ntimi ya me di akire ekoi hwe se eye no kre se de omo ka no ampa nkoduru ho no sei ena na etie enti sema no ka we eyemu video ba konso ewo ho a eno no eye entos ene eho niema eka ho eno nso eni so ahu enti bia be ye wadwene se de ma no ka no eye atoro yenhwe edwa ebinum akodi eni ono de oso onim se ebi ya Ghana ye toto niema mu ntamti wato niema no agu ho ena biu niema na ho no nso ye de ono kra ne de ewu mu no wakra bi nso omom no aduan no bi ka chensu yenso ye hie bi nti kra bi emayen if say okra niema no bi efi northern part of the country tamale ne ade enti niema egu ho nyina say ya may omu hu kutamomu hu jame so mo ko anase omu eba obi enim eho asem enti ne apese hu no kuro ewo mu no when say Kencity Media de yen kansa no se ne ete akaka yen hwemu se eye no kore ampa enti maame Dorothy ne nchen ena mekoya mekohu se ne ma we nyina egu ho enti sabre ejaya emayi adie omampani ene osoafo a wo hwe ema ene emofra eyi edie so no wada oroman se adwaye ema yakodi omo enye ne den so ahu enti weye asem a ehu na ni hu a eyo no ya na wo meti ase se ya bu obi abra ni sun no ho asem ene de he enti ne ma no ka no ena uhunu wo TV no so no ti se oyobi a okabie yeye de a enra ema no ba ha no onu beto Ghana man pani John Romani Mahama ene ire ma melody na Mahama anim se ma Mahama yi enu kun kasa enu wura nkasa man fi se ye ma ye o man so a ye hwe wo mo yakobo besia wo banks ahodo ene de be ye adwuma na se yakodi dwaba nka mo de mo kan che second term no kura no mu ho no ena mo ka che yen se ye ne mo contract no be end July August de ye nanso ye ma mo nya adwuma bi because NDC aban abento de be ma NDC ma mo aye sene de ka how enye how esan so nkodi dwa na we de mo anka hwe an kire won ema won akodi dwa nim se ade eche brada omo benu aduane ama sukufo na se nuane we nyina se sei maami ono a wonton mu ono a wonton to so ono koto so de benu aduane ama enkwada na se ade ebechi memene da kwesi ada juada brada benu aduane aka chen so nya aduane no no a edwa no akodi no onye ne dan se emekom humbo momamfo mo ani antonom so mo de aban kokoto abisa se ema dodo anu aduane masukufo wo Ghana ha no ebekọ ne sen nti de ohun eno no na mede ma ohunu se nsem ema no bekae no no kre enye na ada sabe omuntumi mo won sirem enka sem nto aban bi so enti se de ohunu sa na etie maame ba akomo mo ba ha no maame Dorothy oba ha bi na me pese mko hu se de wo ka no omo ka no ye no kra na ebi na ewo wafidie no so a wo hwe no ti we de aban wadawro mampani Vice President Professor Jena no Poku Agyema wadawro ma niamai kani omo so ye Ghana fo nti mo hwe kwan a mo ba ka bibi de afa homa ayeye me de wase Minia.
Osagon.
Na ho ye. Esi ayache.
Ani o. Me na mentan hu. Ana una hu.
Me na mi hu. Wo die bia hu mi wo baabi.
Metan hu pa. Ani wadwuma pa wo ye.
Me da se.
Bia da me so me TV ne me radio me ton kapa.
Me da se. Aben sha se o man pani John Domani ma. Ne edi kan wa hu me ya asem ya na me ken. K-Tracy. Enra na manu bi bo o man pani akufo-addo. Sobo no msambo ne sobo no ka bi o kan ho se o man pani na na dodanko akufo-addo ne penso no oba ya na NDC K-Tracy wo ho ba wan pam won ebi ababi maako mienu bi one ma no bebre ye adwuma de besi nne ena enhyehyɛ a na ho ne contractor na omo ne omo wo no nyesom sorry omo se ye twam enu mpo omo saabre no na contract nhye de nni ho
ekopesi kan de betu omo ka
ena di betu omo ka afi aban ba ya contract no a aban no ne ma no wo no ende August eme manko ka hwe anche omo eme second term nya omo no aduane maka che won ema minister no kra no aka che omo se omo contract no ende August afi de eme si efiade etwem wo chane na awotwe omo hwa na krata bi ne nam abonten ba se aban se contract no twem na ye ma ne ya ne se ka mon kan che obra no mama kwan no ma twem mo makodi dwa no na me yi nuane no bi o TV no so no ama ahwefo ahwe no afi bedu brada omo si fiada omo enyai aduane no no a ebi anna Ghana de asem no obi ka no na no kurenim me sheda ko K-Tracy no ba akofie na wo hwe no TV no so no enti niema yi kaminia brem
onya me dat ma menchia etiefo ne ahwefo nyinara na me ma obi a achi sebia nya adwo sebia okronto se sori anopa na enya akwanya se bedron man no ne yetinsem bi se ya aya na areho etwa nsum efri se we mu nyina ye Ghana fo omo di dwa eno anom di hwefie no anom di hwe abusua eno nti no se ye ne Ghana fo a sebia omo som man no etim fifire ebo mabosom ye adwumaden edo som man di ana fasa akwan we so ne omo nante a na sabi ya if we say obi dwetire nyina na odi akwa akodi dwai ye nyina ye nim the significance of the K-Tracy in the school feeding program. Me question me busa ne say NTCC ana ya suspend omo contract yi na sika pupu do omo di akodi dwa anka omo de ba be som a school for onkra no die na school for onkra no bedi ya bie school sisi din ena omo be den omo bedi school so koso enti enhyehyɛ ben ena aban na ye say ultra contract mu a the substitution and I said the babes na name no ayeden ewo henfa yente saa de nim fro aban no na ye kan nyina no we na kire oyenne a oman Ghana 2024 elections ekotoye no ye nyina de ye ho ayeden akwakohyem debia sasa we beto wa ya na me refer to the constitution the second schedule of the constitution of Ghana the 1992 constitution so ya omanpanyini President Mahama is trying Ghana for. Na onya before so ba be di aban mu no ana so ba be so aban nya no afenemu atenase no ese ukansem na no ene be ye ngina so a odi bebu oman no enti o share the presidential oath na a part of it say President Mahama is trying to say and that I dedicate myself to the service and the well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana and to do right to all manner of persons. You see, yamfa ya drum kosa no ma we so, but yansama mu odu pa. Enti ni yebusia won say school feeding caterers na omo nya boni biara. Omo nkyere se omo ntimi nya adwuma na ye de ama omo no. Omwankasa edo sika over the years and the dear didjom de babesom Ghana sukufu onkra where you omwedi no and as we try contract mo no
ba contract no end day
e the August this year meboa no what terminate prematurely without compensation without any communication na eno no are you doing right to them but ye na yenim sabi ye metena na ye ndada ye ho NDC aban no susu say sa caterers we mu ye caterers SY government na nado danko akufo-addo MPP government na fa omo enti se bi omo de omo nye NDC fo enti ekwan biara so na ese ye den ye joma dwuma from nsem na no na me say oyesa na utia aba oman no mra pon no ni sunsum ene ne tro ye na ankasa no de wa hyehya to se oman panyini ese wo ye unim se nka bi hyem nso yenim se ene esukufo omo makoje ntetiye Ghana mabunufo a omanya kwan se omo beso oman ya fo madwuma mu omo nyina ya yomadi over 15,000 ya yomadi all because you say aban bi na ye den edo omo baaye and all these things no eya ade a etia aban no
ba akokora de enra na me kan no omo ko minister no ho ekoka chere se omo adwuma bosumi num sika bie ma ya asema minister education minister ka chere omo ne se aban na ofa wo mo no we nya clearance e no ofa wo ntia fe no omo hwehwem se sa nkrofo no omo qualify se so omo kira de ana
a chese utin se we bia na ento asomu efri se before se before bi so mamba ya aban adwuma so ye church ni so ye civil servant and our public servant no ese unya financial clearance financial clearance e ho odin ese oman no foto sanfo etena se hwe oman sikasem ansa no say nipa 2000 nipa 500 nipa 1500 ye be for mu busume so a ye benya omu sika ade ayeden etwe omu kana ansa ne afo adwuma mu enti there is no way a ubefo bi adwuma mu no ye adwuma for 5 months and now 1 year na ba for beba no beka say when your financial clearance and it's the same thing and na picket no mo yeminim say no na na wo kan a teacher form a quantity mo ya form adwuma e bi mo so twen say be form adwuma mo nya financial clearance no and Harry na do to say you need financial clearance but yes. The good thing is the former GS Director General Mr. Nkansa Ejaba Betuja the fact honorable Harry na do to say omo buy omo records say over 39,000 teachers and your file omo without clearance but your question munsu no enye 39,000 and 18,650 your friends saying teachers and your file omo and before say form no abino at the financial clearance eba beto ho from the Ministry of Finance and say unya do some pension ne pe near for adwuma mu there is no way abano beka so ntimi ntwa oka enti anadoma nasem because they know say enye omo ene fa omo enti ekwan biara so omo be twantro ana say omo ndi nokre ade be yi nkofo na free system no mu no omo be ye but anu ne ye ka say ebe redu say Ghana for say ye de ye ni ye de nansi form na ye kasa cha ban say de oye no o tia oman ni sunsun emrapon na ye de chiche oman no o di tia no efiri say onhwe oman ni yiedie onhwe Ghana ni no yiedie but onhwe NDC ene omo agenda but eno na eya na bosiako eya me na say oman panyin mahama na kasa no sebi anyado sebi okronto enti ono no danyane a o kari no ho esusu ehwe nanama otu ana because oba be to me o ka che Ghana for say oba oni Ghana ni bia be di ni yie o man be yin kofu adi and now 120 days I mean say beba so
eno ne ye keka ko hoyi
want me enka adwuma ba ko mpokura wa kriti be no waba be yin kofu adi omo so musum school fo nkura omo ayo omo adwuma bodwa the private persons our matrons our caterers no so no omo de drum de ahye adwuma mu no so no waba beje efrom nsam na chese o man ye koya na se baaye anase tumi na ye de ahye onsa no opese o kire Ghana for say o de o ba for NDC part of Ghana na but I say catch and say debut Ghana na nipa ba ko pe o ya ban na oba o tumi nyina tumi a o woni say wan so betena se no wadwene wabo wadwene ho ono wapamfo susu no ma create opportunities and space for afoforo no mo so atimi anya akwanya na de Ghana ni na ono so no osmo man no wo equal right no wenya ni tumi ana wenya akwanya so osmo man ya fo na dwuma mu na wo aba so oba be yi na entwa yi enti eyade ha se yema ye ni brene ye sore waka yema president Mahama hu se ekwan na ode oman no efa so no emwayen
okay
emwo biara
okay ye be call 120 days no so na we the quick one aden no man peninam emra kwan so say or suspend the chief justice na essence nkofo be the petition be abre no na MPP ni ada opposition parties onso mo se da bi enye ne kwan no enye man pani we exercise the dictionary powers enti discretionary powers na wo no eno na o dey ye adwuma e den ha MPP ni ada opposition parties no a mo se da bi enye ne kwan no
yo wo sa komeda se on se ye wade nyina ho kwan atanya ade nyina na hu hia ana se eboa yes omanpanyin no what discretionary powers ye ka discretionary powers a tumi bi e de ama obi a osmo man ana so all public space say eduru ba bia emra no hye pote ana emra no crash a wow du nyansa ene osu ahunu e de be ya de na aboa oman no nkoso a eno no wo tumi so betumi aden aye into farm rapport na article 23 ema sa opportunity no now article 296 enso esinipi say sa tumi no wo fa wiase ba biara omo a ye de sa discretionary powers fa onyansa ejina mra no so efa ye adwuma no dodo na abuse no because yes power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely enti say ye mawo akwanya say fa onyansa ye bibia under article 296 no so no e kire say eso ye fair eso ye candid and as okoye your friends as woman penyini and as a public servant o don say kwakoka to me be ayediama some public institutions krana under the same discretionary powers no under article 296 no e kire say ebu okra na eso ye mrade to ho ansa na eye ngina so ma obitimi hu say de o ye no and papa mu anase and bondimunti the discretionary powers no it is not just used anyhow or arbitrary
okay
and untina MPP ni amanyoko bebre wo Ghana and not only the political parties other interested but independent individuals and then for the Ababetum Ghana Bar Association for the Ababetum said they should revoke the suspension immediately because any papa Sansuna Commonwealth of Lawyers Association so they are then Ababetum. In fact, it has sent wrong signal to the outside world. The international community is scandalized by this act. Say, Ghana, over years of our democracy, and now utimina abine so abase ordinance abeka the judicial. Now the money you say now the judiciary, you know, you have 3 arms of government.
Yeah.
And the constitution has entrenched, our sleepy. Emiaso abumwa so say untimi found sanka. These two principles, separation of powers and checks and balances. That is where the issues are. Now, under separation of powers, each of the arms of government, the judiciary, the parliament, the legislature, and then the executive, the presidency, obiya jinemra non fanye neduma. And you can so obiya interfere. But omakoye ni panem kwa die, oma ni tumi a ebi obetumi abuse. Enti asa mo mutumi biem se obiya nye den and checking a yonko. Okay. But sa provision which they say mo check mo yonko no the judiciary nko no die, and you can so obiya den e checking no. And it's be independence of what? The judiciary. Okay. And until no, wo omanpenyi Mahama, wo be catch Ghana for in opposition say, Ujidi said the judiciary has been starved by the previous government, IMPP government. Na sadia no, emwa mine no. And until now, person ojina bibi say so. Now so fa kwan bi so now so staff the judiciary with pro NDC for. Na sa politicization no, anu na ehu. Sesabio obi de assemble the two chief justices so. I don't just what the right is over formal your friend is saying a committee now my investigation now the Council of State now so I then ashe now de who say your prima facie interest a buyer now don't say then I shall say because who don't say chief justice now what politicize it the judiciary. Okay. And now engina so no nsama ya dey for a chief justice no enye ade a sebi eto asumu na Ghana for dodo na enim wa o ma Ghana for ni hu ye wa chief justice na nkasa o ma ne chance ma ni nyina no then on your own and with the council of what state and council of state yin we know the people who are in the council of state they are the surrogate of the NDC government. Okay. We know them. Okay. You are drive the owner dano. You Sofa Yakufu, and we know what she has been doing against pro and I say seemingly things are a free MPP government war. Now maybe problem you say you cannot approbate and reprobate. Okay. I didn't America sir. President Mahama, you had the reasons to criticize the government say Osha Omwa President akufo-addo jam raso e dey appoint omukọ the Supreme Court now ebe to say omu ye bibi deliberate anything ka oba ye no wo de ne say obehwe say such appointment ni nyina no e right and na raso but odon sa akwa chief justice because also suspect say chief justice then no now you know and unto ye MPP ni and also ye pro MPP and was suspended no and akwa fa yewura justice bafuboni and Adnaba Bay acting. Oyani acting yana o the list of Supreme Court judges are who are nominated and form unko. Enti enye ade na o criticize no. Ah wo see enye no. Enye no bia na wo ye.
Oba na wo position.
Na wo position no. Enye no bia na wo ye no.
Ebo efisa abre mu ko ya MPP press conference on person omo ye no. Be fan live both on Man FM and on Net2 TV. Enti do I be so she.
Matias pa. So enti go see akon amaga na fo nyina hu who President Mahama is unchanging you. Sani pana oka asem se hwesoro na se ohwe fom. Oka se hwe fom an san wa hwesoro na. Sani pana on se saye. Okay. And I know na magana fo bebredi yas 8 years in opposition na ta kunya so ni yiwo. Se konya kosua de hwe bon kompo ne to anampa. Renew yourself and come and serve us again. Na yesa de tumi amawa we na wo say ye. Says Cristiano opesa who politicizing the whole judiciary. Necessarily
the executive no or legislature or ain't a friend judiciary. It's a person in sign tosso. Now for sabe or casane Ghana ni be na baby anu be ada. Yes. So on my way near buying.
Yes.
And na yakonisa eye. Oh my penny John Romani my buy and fear and the 400 do any so wo me dey machira dey nra ya mufabu achi bisa na am so okay bisa me benada na me dey be nku ada ya me kra da ya na me che max nti me ma no maybe 10/100 120 days from Penny John Romani Mahama wo se Ghana ni nye MPP ni se Ghana ni o man pen John Dramani Mahama ne modern more ba obetina akonwa so the second coming of John Dramani Mahama who ni saying
in a summary, let me first give my verdict and answer me scorecard.
Okay.
In a summary, remember President Mahama named this 30% or 35%.
Okay.
Remember the 35% because me know as a student of government and politics and as a young politician, I strongly believe that governance itself, the fact that Abaya Sasa na odi animu no formal government alone is something remarkable. Yentimi nya omanya aban ni ho. And to even keep the government running, you make sure say institutions are working. Obi atimi koba, police 4 year adwuma, civil servant 4 year adwuma, ministries year adwuma alone is one of the fundamentals as functions of government.
Okay.
And to say obi ba ben mu na otimi keep those basic things running krana all score na so many bibi. And unti no mitima man be 35 and 30%, but sa insusu we ye susu ene ye carry na assess no engineer and framaso it's not in the vacuum yen kasaye ene ne bosha or the ma Ghana for ene ne manifesto ene no mo kaye ene apam on Ghana for koye na no ye gina so ni ya carry ni hu se empower bon homode ana so bon homode onya ofa first omo scorecard no mo de buy na or say one nominating within 14 days a complete list of cabinet ministers. Na sebio said the mechanic no say we any achievement. Almost scorecard no omo use over 25 pillars. Out of 25 pillars, me personally me only say about 8 ena obon homoden kakra. 2 or say almost shall say aye no ma kakra kakra or ma shall say nya e mature. But we shall 12 of them and not 13 of them no were fairly poto. We show my scorecard no crown or mama red. So they did the green, yellow, and red color coding. And to who green are that means or my idea. Who yellow that means it's in progress. Who red are no one will say your friend is saying nkuyi. And to me, most of the indicators ni no are red. Because one nominated 14 list of cabinet ministers are fundamental. I don't know, rather no, the importance will be the number of the cabinet ministers. Omukani nabo mo say created the leanest as an abaya isa.
Abaya isa so no ono mo disika kase.
That's it. I don't know so no. So when you begin to interrogate the issues, now we say and I don't want to say ben omukache. And then the office of the president we say what the number of presidential staffers, which means it is contestable. It is the same. Oteso nkaye na ye hwese 1.2 billion Ghana cedis ananke de call as goods and services or office of the president no. Nkaso bete.
Yeah.
But we are hupu over 300% to call almost like 4 billion Ghana cedis. Enti ye koya na se baye. Check it, the office of the government machinery.
Okay, omo hwani sa na dodo ni padodo na ha omo anase sika na ko na ha Ghana for.
Busabiem but osha na sika na yes spending na no mo ka che Ghana for say abani spending sika bebre on presidential staffers no. Any people at the office of the president with so many agencies no. And na ha Ghana for. So in real sense, common sense will tell you say adia ye de nipa 10 ye spending 100 Ghana wo mo so. Na osisika no wosoro enuntu ba obeti nipa no so no ama nipa no aba fom na sika say so aye den akofom na obeti nipa no so ba nipa 5 na omusika sam enso ye 2 million na okoya na so ba ye entasu and that is what we are having and into no offers our scorecard we are almost score 0 very very bad. Now we say we establish a code of conduct na sa code of conduct no kra no onya chese esre enehu. Are you aware say 2 days ago no yes omo introduce
no aje cast me
no na share the way omo present cast me no cast me no ofosu kwa chigina ha who is the government spokesperson and the chief of staff ejina ha who is also the government right hand and the president right hand. And also so no Eddie car keys no Emma Julius Debra. And I was asking myself, concert party ben no mo ye Ghana for you. We are not interested in cars now who display. Now mo catch Ghana for say obi aba beche mu 2 cars and until mo dey about presidential and as a presidential pool. No. What is interested to the Ghanaian and it's a why and the 2 cars in here then about president or more interest and the day because anyam rase me te Ghana na me yesikani and as me here adwuma na me yesika as me talk at the culture president and maybe it is only when I have a direct interest and into code of conduct influence president no yeah, because people will only bring cars to President Mahama and the presidency when they know that he is in office as a president and to you soon influence as the president to receive same and to come and declare to Ghanaians say to government pumu. But we know the history of President Mahama. We know the history of Nekasa or the different Kofor. Because Obianim says Obi Baba President Mahama Kasa, not that means Nipa no per contract and as when your contract. So we've seen it before. And the government should be able to come and tell us who are the 2 donors? This are 2 cars near then. A buyer.
Now that the internet says it's you. What je car? Ne fois mi nuechi. And so now the code of conduct eba catch you be say mo bi ni achede.
Me da say.
Enti now o man penny person so sister oje achede bi a ebro more than 20,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
So the bet she name betua ho to ene ade enti car some the buy no hwan na the car no buy
e buy
adwen be na tire chiro the buy
no
ade na agye ne nafua mienu ansa na the code of conduct no eba no one farm man sa na wo je na che so the bia aba obeje ache de cars nkwanz na nkwo
na de bia obeje
for the expedition ya wo buy ho sensem bebre wunya buy ya we dey ahe obi to cars mienu e dey abe ana unso obi anu na me kan say unso obi wo ho ade a wotai ye no oba was mo obi enye we mo obi no dey akata say ne be ya wo ya obi ehu ana
exactly that is the case boss akomeda say na no na say tiefo ni ahwefo etiase Ghana for tiase the government and the president that we are dealing with indeed Sisano oma raise the bar of corruption to the highest level siso mama corruption aya akono
obi o say mo obi enye achede na dey no ma reason
so what you domlevo say 20,000 Ghana cedis threshold no is too high. Ghana ni oman 5,000 corruption. Oman 10,000 corruption. Gift of 5,000 onya enye skaketwa. Gift of even 2,000 enye skaketwa. Now your minister and now your DCE. Na every month be an onya nkofo emo bro 5,000 nipa be 10 are saying. So when you say that the threshold is 20,000 Ghana cedis, that means what my corruption that means obiji 15,000 and it is so sebi anya do sebi okronto. I don't understand. It's so crazy. Say I'm be set aside level no to that my 10 cedis 20 cedis obicha wa there as we declare. That is the fundamentals. That is the basic. And I share the concern of Domlovo and the other people say it is so ununderstandable to say I just will be at the 20,000 and Sano Ababe declare. And Obian who said the code of conduct, just a cosmetic activity. It is just a white elephant just to create the impression say bibi. But I don't pronounce the okayano. Because I 2 cars with them personally, I am taking it upon myself that we would want to know those who donated those cars to the office of the president, and then 2, what is their interest? A check a ban on when the President Mahama because in Chebia was President Mahama so man official car. You see, riding an official car on an official your friend is saying role and as a performance and activity on official duty by somebody on the right person also defeat the code of conduct of the presidency.
Nasa kunya na oninu ya fie nti oninu ya fie.
Nasa kunya ni nya busu kunya ho. Omana kunya ni nya busu kunya.
Okay.
Omana kunya ni yo omana kunya emrada ho. The president otu kwan anaso of even so owo Ghana anaso oni fie anaso ono office anaso otu kwan ko aproba biara e Ghana bia no eyemra wo. The security details are there. How will be movie? Allowances from per DMs, movement BBR. So, maybe question is say, Oma unya Ibrahim Mahama be do call voter region no. Now official driver now on mani chane kanankasa no we hemfa. Are you aware say official driver ni chane kabosomia? Saturday now one year adwuma na nanunya Ibrahim Mahama etwi no. Still you bet sa official driver ni scanner. So all these things are actions that defeat the code of conduct. And it shows clearly say President Mahama no or can A no ye B, and he cannot be taken serious. He cannot be taken seriously at all because on Kadio Oye, he does not preach that. And I mean, can say, what the national security is being used for. And then you don't done the mad dogs. You release them, they go do the hatchet and the dirty jobs, and then they come back. Oh yeah, I repose you. That is what the national security and the security agencies are being used for. Okay, influence peddling now. People see you and then they come and bring you cars. So what I say, and then you don't declare who is giving you that cars and the interest for which they have what brought you those cars. And I say the double standards, too much, and that is where we have another big issue with him. But me personally, say the Macanunya. Me personally, I'll pick it upon myself. Okay, me can say mobile phone na toa Ghana ha company ba ko pe na ni din ring bell e wo bia asum Franco. Into ba Franco aso e bia o mo branch bia obenya Nokia phone na to Samsung, iPhone, smart TVs nso akofa bebere aba. Franco air conditioners nso e bi e ho chair freezers nso ho washing machine, microwave, any blender. No dia beka we CCTV camera so wo fi ana ba bia wo bia no na so person hu ne e kwa betima connect CCTV camera no dia ma wo phone no o ma ba install ya ma kama engineer ma makan mesrew ko Franco address wo bia na ko pebito o pedodo nso atu akoton a ana se o pe ba bia be ono akoto bia frɛ 0246 422 338 ana se 0555 98 9311 0555939311 and 0302 225651 Franco or sister phone papa ifi ene ho enu nti won aka me ho na wo boa me akwan hodo nyina eso nti oni ayenhwe ni sei baby o mampani John Domani Mahama bosome enan enafo o ha ne aduru no eni da so ho onya Chese, I do not want to sound as a prophet of doom, but you say, memory no pabeyoda if you are denumre. And that's what the say because President Mahama and then this government has been given a mandate, and for the sake of the posterity of Ghana, the generation to come. That's what with me performing. That is my only conviction. I feel that we have to challenge them to do what is right. Okay. But when you bet to so if you say 120 days and the free SHS is virtually on its knees. So when you said the Minister of Education a stakeholder engagement to review and look at the distribution of food stamps to children and why and then more just within this year quality of food the government has no solution to that. That is the problem. Now someone small kwala no so omunya aduane nko na Ghana for awofo binom eka. The truth of the matter is that at the secondary school level, on your secondary school, rich that. But so the issue is that having the opportunity to know such a circumstance, so who catch a gun of course, and I said, free SHS, I say, and I'm crying and papa, no more and normal crying, no crown, no more trouble until social media. Now, na won't mean over 120 days, then crowd school, then you shall be blamed. And I'm telling you, sir, almost the education forum any over 2,000 Ghanaians kasa sample of views no. What has been the position of the government on free SHS?
Now, almost sampling no more and regions ben no koye sample for ekokasa. Well, show me an opay na utie me or man FM ka wo say enchebe at the New Patriotic Party almost say o man penny John Dramani Mahama 120 days no we di na nra ono che na wayo no onso mo de omo so tie akire na e koso bi omo behu to omo be kan kure wo mu nyina enti sa press briefing na say central for no be hia no you be fan live e on Net2 TV ene Oman FM enti ye bre no anso na ye de enkomo twetwe no beria no say MPP dwumadi no nti e na me nua ye nkoso
enti ukoye education forum now one friend the clergy and I say the Christian Council one friend the Orthodox churches when you see a school kese or secondary schools or Ghana ha a churches na running
yes
presec over Chimota over your friend is Fansepem all the big schools
yes
prempe na wakoye education from which me personally I participated. I participated. There was no single presentation from these major stakeholders. Obviously, then wait to the true picture and take right decisions. That is the problem. And apart from education, now we have a very big problem when it comes to electricity. Do so asaba. Obia ochtie bia nka chem se meboa na onya se meboa ka kire me. Oh. So that is the true picture of the 120 days. Cocaine issue here by we know Mahama and his cocaine deals. And the interest of Osukwachi from the presidency attached to this case, nobody defending, no exposing, no tells us up to now you know what is happening. And then a also obey creative jobs. So your friends a 24-hour economy, 24 hours no. They be in the 24 hours. Oba Bemu from 7th January. Every day we have 24 hours. Now
when it does to be 24-hour economy. No. Now what do you expect?
Maybe there, Sabi Wujam Kwadi Aboziako. Me for me to so. But waka Amagana phone mubi. I'd seen PC, Ejna PC, so Agyapong say I don't know about Bayane dear. Obey. You'll be forced to do it. Because we told you that any realistic, any practicable 24-hour economy generated by Nippon or any business, no, and now the nature of the business.
Yes.
And yes, on 2 hours a government, I will do 24-hour economy, and you force institutions to do that. How can you force the ministry to run 24-hour economy? And the only role that government can do in employment is that state institutions are omo akaptua no maduma afa aban sase no eno na aban wo control also enti ebusia won say ministries no how do you let ministry of say interior work 24 hours and a ministry of say gender work 24 hours and a ministry of education work 24 hours abria school upon but oko the private sector obi all running a fuel station a very busy road so no you don't need government to come and tell him say on your 24-hour economy. Obi all running the business, to say radio stations, TV stations. You don't need government to come and tell you. So from day one, and papa, but Omo Ghana for what you say, and almost say be creative jobs. And the industries now almost on the more running 24 hours economy. No more ya. Omasa more power your friends subsidized power supply electricity no matter they are running no my farm bread no over 120 days no there no my and there is nothing to show. That is the big problem. 120 days no and no one say ya to electricity moon let me say ya to tariffs moon and the 120 days so these are the real issues assess President Mahama you bet me catch Ghana for ultimately a single intervention. There is no, and I was very happy when I heard Imani Ghana raising that issue. Say offer a scorecard as government. Now I say we running lean government over 56 ministers. Okra promises 60. And when you're effective public service management, it is neither here nor there. And you know because as you policies ban wire then while running. Obi ba obeye free SHS. Obi ba obeye one district, one factory. Ye hunkofa ye form adwuma mu. Obi ba ye ofa industries ne your friend is saying infrastructure so huge. Why Kumasi International Airport, planting for food and jobs. Why you roads, you Ghana for you form mom ye juma. And fan ye rules wa. So what I say, wa fa teacher for juma, wa fa nurse for juma, omwana, obayana, omunya juma over 100,000 youth to know or the stopgap measure by or before mo edumu ye juma for almost like 4 years, 8 years omoka. Or your exit plan for them. Other jobs mu or moment so no your mom will start up. Who buy your 120 days? No, dear no way to me here. To be for policy be a transum. Am I gonna phone so oh baby I shall say a dear kwaku we has to be for be my. So what is your efficiency in the public service management? Also public sector reforms krana. To for reforms bakum pokranya then am I.
How my NDC now because so the man penny that I could afford to throw one free maternal care, school feeding, national health insurance. Name them. Name me ho a buy. Oberman penny Nana Danko Akufo-Addo free SHS, NAPCO, planting for food and jobs, Agenda 111. This are name and now. Can you mention one policy? NDC abanya ho do e buy. Oman Penny Dada Rollins, Oman Penny Dada Professor Mills, Oman Penny John Romani Mahama. Who policy back could be sending my body web before pension. Who back could be a while where the omnum by
Eddie Somenia, Ebia Minya Krana, I'll go back way to the tenure of office of President Jerry John Rawlings.
Okay.
Of profound memories. Ebia Becca Get Fund. They tout themselves some of the Get Fund by it.
Okay.
And I Get Fund, you know. Was a government policy, education, and over the years, yes, Get Fund has been very good.
Okay.
Very, very, very supportive to our educational system. But aside that, you know, the main plan of the about NDC and social interventions, policies are almost small manga. But you know, the issue is that I don't blame them. And very soon, we will see all political parties, because me. Ubusa me candid viewer. The Ghana of what in 2024. Omama yen say Ghana ni so ade papa.
Question na kami babies say Ghana ni adwin you be di ne nne.
Eno na me ba so no.
Enye o chena to ase wo ho.
And this first study the Ghanaians, especially the Gen Zs, the youth no. The youth no are not sabi. Me youth. Maybe. But no credit da wa yenka. Many of our youth are so discerning when it comes to political matters, matters that brings development to the country. No. Government platforms what is happening. Yet the stations they hardly tune into. So what I say from the age of 18 to the 25 and 28, you know, TikTok. Almost social commentators, bloggers, and influencers, and no more also. Then propaganda no bar especially out no mujina so but say ubenya Obiwo University currently our call free SHS. Sanko for yan ya wo present for time free maternal health somewhere in 2004, 2006, 2005, 2008. And as you see, I want free SHS. We are no Asako University or the government loan. So what I say, we are by or free education, or free school mu, ye pay juma mano. Sa krano still, I say, Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo MPP are buying social interventions. Yeah. But it defeats this whole idea. Say, on my no, that's why the church man is saying. At the end, this for what they have done successfully is that, what they do is that they pick government, MPP government, then they will create propaganda more than we are not said to me. No, they are tago. No, Magana for no, why your machine, no more to a tiawo, no more babem. And to a mobile, boss your pride, the boss, and engine, so say, yeah, but small man, dear, or munibi. And nothing on babem, no more Yabaka, yeah, fair economic forum. I feel them conform for my drink chamber, no more big dance on Fanyaduma. And nothing I mobile Baka say, but yeah, first education forum. Mumfa Madrim and image na so fanya juma. But Sabi, I know more from work economic forum and energy per diem a day as a president. And no more team ministry, I am more allowances, Sikakesia, and no more homes, and no more houses, and it's no money. No. A war minister, a war president, Sabio, O friend Kofosa Mumbra, adwene ni baako fo timu ana mo we na me pese me tu enu nti mo nhye na yembogo ho a that makes sensible forum but I say I help person who the status of education the economy and a particular sector nti mo mra na mo fam adwene nkyemra nsa na mema ba ba ye adwuma na that means no o ba ba mu na nkasa no you were not prepared
okay
enu nti na ye hu say oye normal basa left right center
okay
but eya sudie ema Ghana fo ene obiara otie say decision any about wo nsunsanso
okay
ene ye ne
okay
into ka policies pa dia omunya bi enu nti na 120 days yi unhunu ye 120 days na ye adwene free SHS ho na ye adwene your friend is saying one district one factory ho na ye adwene planting for food and jobs ho so 120 days do matimi aye
your time was about obekọ no guta abo aban abaso se dollar ba form enti omo de krata aba dollar nso ba form within 1 week enti enne na me nso me ka se na aba form de guta fo omo ntete ne yema so enti abaso bode a ananse ne omo bo aban abaso is good to being politicized ananse I say my politics the next just 2 minutes.
Yes. That is one of the biggest problems as CCIA. NDC in opposition was able to politicize some of these institutions. No matter by the current government, yes, government, you know. And you know, the same thing will continue to good as what the told Jan and Yawana say under MPP, not dollar bafom. But a season. Dollar na sabe kosro the fundamentals no me see ye no ye nye enti ensesa the only reason ama dollar no kofom omo abanwe agiatum abanwe gitum 2 days ago international news obi anim is the fact say sise wiase bebre amama eko obi adwen tokwa ho rather than trade so for the past 3-4 years and the level of ntokwane drew the heightened level the highest level enunti no ama sikanka yene America fo be diga nanka dollar na kosro no obi ade copper weapons obi ade kwakoye your friend say are protecting the territories so it is because the world has been plunged into years of war globally no ama trade is not the focus
but governance of Bank of Ghana can be say e be mfie mi ense ni she bi aban oho no ye
me das nka me ba hono so ka me ba hono so because of systematic policies are banned to akwemu so and na masisi ano yetimi nyesika yetimi di support
tinya ne aban we ba
yo no ba den wetimi
minia me da se bre no aso
me da se
mo press conference na mo say for no ye ni ntie se ye den community ya the teacher entry boys ya ko ye dey see ha nyame yad much na no ye besane ehia na emumu no tie ne MPP for obeka na fato so na hu se wan kasaba na akọ okotu ni ya na wa wan koto no o me ya ho tie wo mu no ye mfa nhye wa na me do ase oni ehu anyankopon nta